Welcome to Tell It Like It Is with JC Star, where I tell it the way I see it, the way it is. Today we're going to talk about people, all types of people. Click on the likes if you like this topic. Share it, and if you want to see other upcoming videos from me, feel free to click on the bell and you'll be alerted whenever there's upcoming videos. Today's topic is hopefully to open your eyes. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about every type of person you are out there, and the good people that are out there that has to deal with these types of people. You all know who you are as you hear my mouth go on about it. You know who you are, who you're not. This video is mostly for the people that have good hearts. And it's to let you know that you're not alone dealing with these types of people. You're not alone. And there's people out there who knows how you feel and what you're going through dealing with these types of people. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to go back in time to the time where I grew up and the way people were back then. There was a lot of racism. You know, we went through that era of racism. You know, and if you've been schooled about it, which most of you aren't in different countries, but if you're from the U.S. and other Western countries, then you know about racism, you know about the history of it and what happened. You know, a lot of crazy stuff, you know, back then with people. And if you know as much as I know, then you would feel like I do today. And how I feel today is I'm not afraid of vampires, aliens, witches, monsters, you know, zombies. I'm not afraid of none of that stuff. I'll deal with all that head on. You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of what people are capable of doing to other people. From all that I know of history and in the world today, I'm afraid of what people are capable of doing to other people. And believe me, horrible things. Horrible things. And we call ourselves human beings. You know, human beings, we're human beings. I'm not surprised that we are visited by aliens 24/7. And they're watching how we're just destroying everything. Each other. The horrible, horrible things that we are doing to each other. And the big ones that are controlling everything. It's not surprising that we're being watched and maybe one day judged. You never know. Well, back in my time, television was different. You know, the things that I grew up watching was, and if you don't know what a lot of you'll know what these shows are. If you don't know, just go to YouTube and Google it, you know, and watch an episode or two. You'll see where I'm coming from. But I grew up on programs like The Waltons, the way wonderful family values should be. You know, The Waltons was one of my favorites. Look it up. Watch an episode or two. Good family values. It's all you learn is how to be good. It's programs that comes from your heart that teaches you good. Nothing but good. Little House on the Prairie is another one. Look it up on YouTube. Watch a couple episodes. You people in different countries. Watch a couple episodes. Touched by an Angel, which is a wonderful program with Della Reese, and I forget what the other woman's name is, but they're angels sent to earth to help people through the most difficult times of their life. Highway to Heaven is another one about an angel that's sent back to earth to help people through life. And they had even an angel of death that helps bring you through to God. These are the programs I grew up on. Good Times. You know, all those sitcoms that, you know, what's the one, all in the Family, Archie Bunker, you know. These are all programs when people were good. They used to come on TV, and they still come on. You can watch them on one of those channels. I don't know what channel it is in your country, but there's always a channel where you can watch these old programs still. You know, you can watch them all day. You know, they still come on TV. You know, and I watch them a lot. I know we've all dealt with liars. Man, that's a big one, liars. How many of you out there dealt with liars? And how many of you out there are the liars that I'm talking about? You know? Sure, as we grew up, all of us told a lie. If you sit there and you tell me you never told a lie before, you are a liar now. We all told lies before. But as we grow, we become wiser and more human and should have more goods in our hearts. Where you learn that the truth is always the best route to go. It's easier to tell the truth than it is to lie. Because I've seen all kind of liars. You know, and the first thing liars do is lie. Then to cover that lie up with another lie, and then cover it up with another lie. The more you dig, the more they cover it up till they forgot what they lied about. And that's how you catch them. You ever do that? You ever catch somebody lying because they forgot what they lied about because they're so used to telling so many lies they forgot what they lied about? And you catch them. You don't have to argue with them. Don't have to argue with them no more. Let them keep running off at the mouth. You'll catch them. They'll put their own foot in their mouth. You know, and then what about the other liar, the deeper liar? That's the person who lies, get caught in a lie, and still lie. You can catch them red-handed with your own eyes, or ears, or nose. And you catch them, and they still lie. And then you got the deeper liar. That's the one that lies. You catch them in the lie so they know you know they're lying. So they lie, they know you know they're lying, They know they lying, and they keep lying anyway. Just don't want to tell the truth. Now, us good people out there, how do you deal with the liar? Constant liar. Well, the first thing you do is you don't argue. What idiot is going to argue with a liar? What you trying to prove? What are you trying to achieve? Where are you going to get arguing with a liar? If you have to argue with a liar, it's obvious they have no intentions of telling you the truth whatsoever. So why are you going to argue with them? Why? You're a bigger idiot than they are. Let them lie. You can't win an argument with a liar. You can't do it. You'll never win. You're going to push it till it's out of control. You might get violent. You might hurt the person, hit the person, whatever. Don't waste your time arguing with a liar, especially if they don't want to admit it. Then you got the manipulator. The manipulator. You know who you are? Do you know who you are who's dealing with a manipulator? Ain't happy with their own life, so they want to manipulate everybody else's. Can't believe nothing a manipulator says, because all they know how to do is manipulate and pull strings, turn you against your partner or whatever. The manipulator is a very unhappy person who gets joy out of causing other people headaches. Manipulators are just as bad as liars. They can't tell the truth about nothing. They want to make you believe. They want to do whatever they have to do to make you believe what they want you to believe. Feel the way they want you to feel. Do the way they want you to do. As long as you're arguing with a liar, you're feeding them. The more you argue with them, the more you feed them. The more you feed them, the more they lie. Same with a manipulator. The more you let them manipulate you, the more you feed them. The more you feed them, the more hungry they are. What to do with a manipulator? You know how to set boundaries? You know how to draw a line? Don't let them cross it. Do you know how to say no? Stop? Or better yet, the best defense against a manipulator or a liar is to walk away. Just walk away. Let them have the stage. Walk away. You know who you are doing the manipulating. You know who you are dealing with the manipulator. Walk away. Then you have the bully. Oh, I hate those. I hate bullies. I grew up being bullied. Didn't know how to fight, being beat up. And then one day I said no more. And I learned how to fight. Once I learned how to fight, I wasn't afraid of bullies no more. In fact, I went after bullies. I ate them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I hate bullies. You know who you are if you're a bully. I don't like you. How I handle bullies? I taught other little young kids how to fight. So they don't have to put up with them either. I teach them and then I unleash them. I didn't let them go and open the door. I unleashed them upon their bullies. Same way. How do you handle a bully? Stand up to them. You don't have to know how to fight. Stand up to them. Several ways you can do that. You can embarrass them. Usually bullies bully you in front of that. They have to have an audience because they don't feel good about themselves. They don't like, all these people don't like themselves, okay? Keep that in mind. The liar, the manipulator, the bully, none of them likes themselves. None of them are happy with their life. The bully probably been bullied all his life. So that's the only thing he knew how to do, so he grew up becoming a bully himself. Or he might have learned how to fight a little bit. To the point where he feels comfortable bullying other people. Or he just want to pick on weak people. Bullies like weak people. The best way to deal with a bully, I feel the best way to deal with any of these people is silence. Silence. Don't let them know who you are. Be a mystery. Become a mystery. You know? Be mysterious, strange, different. Everybody's afraid of what they don't understand. They stay away from, they don't want to bother what they understand. They're afraid. They don't know what you're capable of doing. One of the worst things you could do is let people in today's world. As soon as you let people in, you're teaching them their weakness. You're teaching them how to manipulate you, how to lie to you, how to bully you. That's why I never took my personal life. I never mixed my personal life with my job. Don't hang out with them after work. Can't do that with people nowadays, man. This world is so full of hate, envy. All of the 7 sins has taken over this world. Good and evil. The war between good and evil. We lost that war a long time ago. As I said in other segments, we lost that war. We live in the devil's world. And the devil just about damn near has everybody. Except chosen ones and empaths. We talked about those. So you know how to deal with a bully? Silence. If your silence don't work, then you stand up to him. And you stand up to him. I used to do it with these. I learned how to do it with these. But these were getting me in a lot of trouble. Because I was hurting people with these. I got good with these. And I was hurting people with these. So I had to come up with another way to protect myself from getting in trouble and ending up behind bars or killing somebody. So I learned how to fight in a much more challenging way. This. I learned how to kick ass mentally. And you know what? It's much more refreshing than using these. When you kick somebody's ass mentally, it's hard to explain the feeling that comes over you when you know you put this person in their place and didn't have to do it with this. You did it with fear. There's many ways you could do it. You can act crazy. I'll tell you an incident. For example, it was one night, where was this at? I think this was in California. And I went to the ATM late at night. And I was sitting in my car in front of the ATM, and I was watching this guy that was there, but I was watching another guy lingering around him. So I knew that this guy was planning on robbing him. But this guy wouldn't take his eyes off of him, and that kind of intimidated the robber, so the robber never bothered him. And plus the robber knew I was sitting in the car right in front of the ATM watching. So he left this guy alone. So after that guy left, I was by myself. And I had to go to that ATM. So I went to the ATM, and I saw him behind me. And before he could do anything, he was right behind me. I turned around and acted a fool. I turned around. What? What is it? What do you want? And that dude turned around and pew, he was gone. He was gone. Fear. Fear works. I'll tell you another example. I was walking home from my sister's house in East Liberty, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Late at night, on my way home, and a car kept going around the block following me. There was 3 people in that car, and they were intending to rob me. They went around the block 3 times. The 3rd time, they stopped maybe about 50 feet in front of me. And I could see their little heads looking back at me, waiting for me to get up to where they were. And there's nowhere to run. It was one straight street, and down, there's nowhere to run and hide. You know, so as I walked up on this car, I got right up behind them, maybe like 30 feet. And I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do. And so the first thing that came in my mind is I was wearing a leather jacket. I zipped my jacket down, and I put my hand like this, like I'm going into a sidearm in the back of my jacket. And when I did that, all you heard was tires. And they gone. I was in many situations like that. And I kicked ass with this. When that car took off down that way, I took off running all the way home. So kicking ass mentally at the right time can save your life. And it could also get bullies off your ass. Then we talking about the narcissist. What is a narcissist? I'm not gonna tell you what a narcissist is from going online and reading the texts. I'm gonna tell you what a narcissist is from what I know. A narcissist is a person that's not happy with their life or anything, for that matter. And they're like leeches and vampires. They feed off of good people. Suck them dry. They do whatever they have to do to torment, manipulate, overpower, overtalk, belittle, rude, hate. Oh, they're just loaded with everything. Every people that I could tell you about is inside the narcissist. Everything. The narcissist is everything. All the bad people mixed up is a narcissist. Manipulations, lie, overpower, criticize, put you down. You guys out there that's dealing with that, people like that, you know what I'm talking about. And you people that are watching me right now that do have narcissistic behaviors, you know who I'm talking about too. A narcissist can make your life a living hell. Especially if your heart is pure and you're good and you used to love this person, or you're an empath or a chosen one, somebody who cares, and you're involved with a narcissist. It's one hell of a roller coaster ride. One hell of a road. Leave you every day with your head down, wondering why this is happening to you. What did you do to deserve this? What makes a narcissist a narcissist? Well, I'm not no psychiatrist or anything, but what I believe is it started in childhood. You know, lots and lots of trauma. I believe lots of trauma creates a narcissist. Lots of childhood trauma, you know, poverty, not feeling important, you know, just lots of trauma. I believe lots of trauma creates a narcissist. And they grow up not happy. They're not happy with their life. All of these things are people, all these types of people are not happy with their life. You know, I believe that a narcissist, most narcissists don't even know they're a narcissist. They don't know. They think they're normal. They think there's something wrong with you because they can't look in, they can't mirror themselves. They can't see themselves, and they will not see themselves. A lot of narcissists don't want to see themselves, and there's some out there that know. They know who they are, but they just can't help it. They can't help it. They can't stop it. They want to so bad, and they intend to, and honestly, I've seen some that honestly tries to, but they can't. Sometimes you don't know how to help yourself, and you don't want to, you don't want to go nowhere else. A narcissist targets a specific person, you could be in a relationship with a narcissist, and they latch on to you, and they suck you dry. They need to feed off of you. So they have this strong need, a strong desire to suck everything good out of you out and leave you a bitter, empty shell. And as long as your shell is empty and your head is down, then they can walk around with their head up. So the more they bring you down, the more power they get from that. And so they need good people like that to suck on, to keep their head up high. Because their head should be down. It belongs down. But as long as they're sucking you dry, their head is up. They do everything in their power to torment you. And then they have the ability. They have gifts too now. Don't let their evil fool you. They have gifts too. They have the ability to see how they're getting to you. I mean, when they do their things to you, they watch. You know, they'll do something to you and then they don't watch because they're studying your reaction. They need that food. They need to feel that they're doing something to you, that they're getting to you. So they watch you after they do every little thing they do. They watch you. Yeah. Yeah, it's working. It's working. I know I'm making these expressions and you're probably smiling, but this is serious shit. It really is. And those of you who are dealing with one know what I'm talking about. And those of you who are one also knows what I'm talking about. I believe that these are the most difficult, one of the most difficult people there is as far as relationships are concerned. I think when you're in a relationship, when you love somebody, and you thought they love you, because if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you don't know if they still love you or not. You're going to think they don't because of all the shit they do. You're going to think they don't. You're going to constantly always be confused. And if your heart is good, that's going to mess you up even more because you're trying everything you can do and nothing works. Nothing. You don't want to let go. You don't want to hold on. You don't want to fight no more. You don't want to argue no more. You just go crazy inside. And then every time, now this is another thing you got to remember about a narcissist, especially if you're in a relationship with one, or have a best friend as one, or a close family member. Whenever you get to that point, wherever they push you to that point where you don't care anymore, when you're ready to back out of that crap, that's when they throw you a bone. They throw you a bone. Or a cupcake. Or a Tootsie Roll. To reel you back in. Because, see, they don't want to lose their food. You are their food. You're the one that makes them keep their head up. As long as they're keeping you down, their head is up. But when they see that you're tired and they're getting ready to lose their food, then they do everything in their power to get their food back. Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Buy you stuff, and then when you give back in, those of you with big hearts, it works all the time, don't it? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't it work all the time? Yeah. And then so you give in, and they're like, Remember what my grandfather always said. The lips are smiling, but what about the eyes? See, they got you back. And once they get you back, all the sorries and everything went out the window. Till next time. So you get to living this way for so long that it becomes a way of life. It becomes part of your life. And you hate it. You have this love-hate relationship with your family member, your spouse, your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. It becomes a way of life. Same with a narcissist. A narcissist also has the three other people I was talking about. The liar, the manipulator, all that's in the narcissist. The narcissist is everything combined. Even hate. How do you deal with the narcissist? Depends on what that person is to you and how much you're willing to tolerate. One thing that I've learned in life, I don't care. People have their own limitations. Some people have more patience than others. But one thing I learned in life is everybody gets tired sooner or later. How long that takes depends on the individual. But everybody gets tired. The only thing you can do with a narcissist, you can't change them. And most times you can't talk to them. They'll never respond to you. You are their victim. You have no right to say anything negative about them. They will not listen to you. So you can't change them. That's out of the question. You got two choices of what to do with a narcissist. One, stay the way you are and live that life forever. Because I don't believe they're ever going to change. If they don't get help, they ain't never going to change. If no matter how many times you try talking to them, it don't work, they ain't going to change. So you got two things to decide. If you want to live with them, if you love them enough to live with them that way, whether it's a family member, a best friend, or whatever, if you care about them enough to accept that miserable, heartbreaking life, the rest of your time you are with these people, you can do that. Or you can let them go. Walk away. It's the only two choices you got, or be silent. Stay with your best friend. Let them be your best friend all the time and just accept them the way they are and just let it rub off. You can do that. Many people do. I've done it in my lifetime. It depends on what you want out of your life. That determines what you want to do about it. If you deserve better than that, then walk away. No matter how hard it is. Could be the hardest thing you ever had to do in your life. But the smartest thing. Sometimes when you love somebody, you got to let them go. Now, let's talk about hate. People that hate. That's another big one. Hate. I believe that hate, I don't believe everybody was born with hate. You could go to a kindergarten school with a bunch of mixed children and fill that room up with toys. And you look at these kids playing. You don't see no discrimination. They don't care. They don't even see that they're different. They're different killers or nothing. They don't see that at all. They don't see it. All they see is some toys. And they're playing together, and if they do break out arguing and fighting, it's over the toys. One of them want that toy that the other one's playing with, and the other one playing with it don't want to give it up. So they throw their little temper tantrum, but it ain't never about hate. They learn hate because it's taught. And you got powerful people who are narcissists, manipulators. You know, these same people I'm talking about, there's people like that in power. Okay? And when I mean power, I'm not just talking about political power. I'm talking about teachers. I'm talking about managers, business. Parents. That's power. So these people that are in power, and like I said, not just political and government power. I'm talking about people in any position of power, even a parent. A brother has a certain amount of power. An older brother, the oldest one in the house, older sister, or older brother. People with any kind of power and influence. Teach hate. That's where hate comes from. Hate is taught. And I believe it's like an apple. I believe it's like an apple that's rotten on a tree that spoils the whole bunch, right? So what happens with that apple when it gets spoiled is it spreads. It spreads, and it spreads what I would call germs, a disease. So hate is taught, and then it evolves into a disease that produces more hate as it's taught. I believe that. I believe hate is also a disease. Because once it spreads up in here, it takes over. You're not yourself anymore. You're just hateful person. And you hate for whatever reason you could think of to hate. The color of your skin, the color of somebody's skin, their religion, their country, the way they do things, the way they dress. What they have, what you don't have. You know, once the deeper the disease go, the more reasons you find to hate. And the more hate you create within yourself, the more lost you are. Unreachable. Then you do bad things. Say bad things. Do bad things. There's a lot of haters out there. You know who you are. I'm looking at you right now. You know who you are. And there's a lot of good people out there that's dealing with haters. I feel you. How do you deal with haters? Now that's a big one. Because it depends on how much they hate. You have to defend yourself from these haters. So it depends on how they hating you. If they hating you with words, Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt you. You got to be the bigger person and walk away. Let them have the stage with their hate. Walk off that hateful stage. Walk off. Walk away. Let them have it. You take the whole stage and take your hate with you. And walk away. But if they put their hands on you with their hate and they want to hurt you, put them down. Don't think twice. If they're willing to go that far to try to hurt you, you got to look at it like your life is in danger. Because you didn't do nothing to them. Put them down where they belong. I ain't saying kill them. But I'm saying put them down. You don't have to kill somebody to knock them out. Put them down. Then walk away. I've done that many times. Many times. With people that hated me and made my life miserable. I would take them on what I call as a little country walk. That's what I would do. I've done it many times on my job site. Dealing with some idiot and a little bit of power over me. I'm going to make my every day of my job. He makes it where I hate going to work every day. So one day I befriend him, kiss his ass, get him to get in my car and go somewhere with me. Let's go have a couple drinks. And I take him way out in the middle of nowhere, just me and him. And you'd be surprised how a hateful person will break down in that situation. You'd be surprised. I don't care who he is. When the table turns on him like that, all you're going to see is a scared rabbit. So, dealing with hate, let them have the stage. But if they're trying to hurt you, put them down. Be ready. Anytime you're dealing with hate, be ready for the unexpected. Okay? Believe me, I'm telling you from experience. Be ready for the unexpected. So you can put them down. What else do we have? We have envy people who are envious. Envy people are like all the rest. Envious because you're a better person than they are. People that are envious are, again, people that are unhappy with their life and who they are. And if you have more or better than them, then hey, they envy you. Talk about you behind your back. Slander you. You know, they don't have nothing good to say about you, you know. A perfect example, I'll give you an example of that. I had a couple friends that were real good friends to me. And they have a decent house, you know, a lot of land, a lot of stuff to be thankful for, not to mention each other. You know, they had what a lot of people don't have. I didn't have nothing at that time. I saved my money and I bought a house across the street from them. And like I said, we were good friends. But after I built that house, designed it, and they seen my house, they didn't like me anymore. lost her friendship, man. Didn't want to come over to the housewarming. Didn't want to come. I mean, I was like, damn. You're kidding me, right? Didn't want to come to my housewarming. Didn't want to come when I invited them to my birthdays and nothing. Every time they saw me, had hate in their eyes. Even started what's the word I want to use? Even started messing with me. You know, harassing me. Even started harassing me. And then I was getting tired of it. I was getting tired of the harassment. I was ready to snap. Sometimes, I'm not telling you to hurt anybody, but sometimes you got to put somebody in their place. But before I could do that, I think he knew I was getting ready to snap, and he stopped. Now, when I see him and just get a nasty look. Just get a nasty look. Try to talk to him, get ignored. Envy. You know? And I looked at it like, I ain't lost a friend. I ain't lost nothing, because if they're like that, then I never had them as a friend anyway. They was going to be envious of me for something sooner or later anyway. So I didn't lose anything. I didn't look at it like I lost anything. You can't lose something you never had. But they had me, and they had a good friend. So they're the ones that lost. I walked away. I just walked away. So that's how you deal with them. Envy. You just walk away. Let them talk about you. As long as they don't physically try to harm you, let them say whatever they want to say. You know who you are. You know who you're not. Don't let that bother you. Walk away. Let them go. They weren't made for you. All right. Let's talk about jealousy. That's another big one, jealousy. I think what causes jealousy, the main cause of jealousy, is trauma. It depends on what kind of jealousy it is. You know, if it's with a relationship, I think the main cause of it is trauma. If it's with, you could have normal jealousy. Everybody's jealous, okay? If you told me you're not a jealous person, you are a liar. If you're with somebody and they make you jealous, then you have a reason to be jealous. That is normal jealousy. Okay? So we all have normal jealousy. There's nothing wrong with that. But when the jealousy isn't normal, there's something wrong with that. Okay? I've experienced jealousy in my life a few times. Some normal, some not normal, some horrible. I know you have too. And those of you who are jealous to the point where it's not normal, you know who I'm talking. You know who you are. And those of you who are dealing with it, you know who you are too. I feel you. Jealousy can destroy families, churches, businesses, organizations, friendship, relationships, trust. Jealousy, man. Jealousy could do a lot of damage to people when it's not normal. It could do some serious damage. How do you deal with jealousy? Well, in relationships, I say the first thing you do is try to talk. Try your best to talk and get through to them. You know, how far you want to go to do that is up to you. It may work, it may not work. If it's uncontrollable jealousy, it's most likely it's not going to work. I think with jealousy, you need help. You need a marriage counselor or a relationship counselor or a psychiatrist, period. I think what causes jealousy is trauma. So you need to get to the bottom of your trauma. I'm not going to go into a lot of details. Well, I'll give you some examples of jealousy that's not normal. Say you meet somebody one day and you invite them over your house and you always kept a clean house. Your house was spotless. But this male or female, depending on who you are, you invite them to your house and they want to straighten up and tidy your house a little bit, but you notice that they're looking at papers in the drawers, in the garbage, open them up and reading them, and you know what they're doing, but you don't, you just met this person, so you don't want to start anything. You just watch and observe. And you know that they're looking for evidence of foul play with you and another man or woman. That would be what I call non-normal jealousy. Or you might want to call it a red flag. Always under suspicion. Whether it's your best friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, or husband, always under constant suspicion. Everything you do is suspicious. You're walking on eggshells. And if it's real bad, then you can't even be yourself. You can't even be normal around them. And the more you're not, the more they make you uncomfortable, the more suspicious you look. They don't understand that you're uncomfortable because of the way they're presenting themselves to you. So the more they make you uncomfortable, the more suspicious you look to this person. And it just escalates, and escalates, and escalates, and escalates. And many people deal with this in different ways. Everybody deals with this different. If you got somebody that bad where you can't even look at your phone, you can't do the normal thing. When jealousy gets to the point where you can't be normal anymore, there's something seriously wrong. Where you can't be normal, something's wrong. No matter what you say or do, nothing. And when you try, nothing. It always escalates when you try. Most of the time, if a person's that jealous and they got that much trauma, it's probably a narcissist too. So nothing you say is going to work. You know? What do you do when you're dealing with that? I'm not going to go too much into more detail because you guys that are out there going through it with a extremely jealous person, you know who you are and you know what I'm talking about and you know the things that you're going through. Okay? I don't have to go any deeper because it might hurt you. It's painful. But you know, I'm with you. I understand. And for those of you jealous people that are doing this, shame on you. You need to get yourself together. You need to go get help. Especially if you really care about the person you're hurting. You need to go get help. And if you don't want to go to get help, and you don't want to change, and you don't want to stop, you need to free yourself from that person that you think is so bad. Or free them. Because it's not fair to make somebody you care about uncomfortable because you can't see what you used to see. So that's what you need to do if you're the jealous one. And if you're the one that's going through it with the jealous one, you only got two things to do. One, accept who they are. Keep trying. It's a difficult thing to do, you know. It's really a difficult thing to do if you can't be normal. I mean, how do you deal with life if you can't be normal with the people you're around? If you're around people that make you uncomfortable, you know how that feels? So what if it's a loved one? What do you do? So you can accept it and live with it as long as you can tolerate it. And keep trying, and keep trying, and keep trying, never getting nowhere. Or walk away. Which is very hard to do if you love that person or love them. Walk away. Free yourself. Free them. Some people don't know what they need or want. Maybe this jealous person forgot who they wanted and afraid to move on. Can't let go for whatever reason. If they're a narcissist, I can understand they can't let go. They need to feed off of you. They need to feed off of your aggravation. So the choice you got is to be patient and keep trying while being unhappy every day and not being able to be who you are. Sooner or later, you forget who you are. You get to live in that life so long. A lot of people do this now. You get to live in that life so long that it became your life. You forgot who you are. You no longer care. You just live that miserable life. Or you can get tired. You can't change that person. If you've been trying, and that person's not changing, they ain't going to. So you got to figure out where your boundaries are, where you're willing to draw that line and say no more. and walk away. Now, we have gossipers. Gossipers. You know who you are, right? You that's watching right now and you're a gossiper, you know who you are. Shame. Shame on you. And if you're dealing with gossipers, I feel you. I feel you. Gossipers. Just like all the others, they're not happy with their life. They don't have a life. So they spend their time in everybody else's life. If you sit down with them and you talk with them, they have your life. Okay? And they're going to gossip, gossip, gossip. Gossipers are self-explanatory. They don't know what secrets are. They don't know the value of loyalty, keeping things to yourself. Privacy, they don't understand privacy. None of this stuff. As the information comes in, it comes in this way. Turn your head and it goes out over the world. There's two types of gossipers that I think. Now, maybe y'all might think something different, but I call it two types. And you know what they are? It's the gossipers and the listening gossipers. They're both bad. The gossipers are the ones that gossip. Blah, 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 blah. The listeners are blah, 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 blah. Both bad. Anybody that sits down and listens to a gossiper is a listening gossiper. And they end up going out there gossiping too. Maybe not as much as a gossiper, but they will do it. Really ain't much to say about them. Self-explanatory. How do you deal with a gossiper? Zip. Keep your mouth shut. Don't pay them no mind. Stay away from them. Stay away from gossipers. The only thing you mean to them is a news story. Why do you want to sit around them and be bothered with them? You're just news. All you are is news. News. Juicy news. That's how you deal with them. You just stay away. And you gossipers, you know who you are. If you're watching me, you can't hide, okay? I see you. Your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. I learned that from my man, Willie D. I like that. Okay. What else we got? How about users? Users, that's another big one. Don't you just hate users? They're your best friends. As long as you give. As long as they can get something out of you, you're cool, man. You the man. You the bro. Or the woman. You go, girl. But when you can't give no more, or won't give no more, you ain't nothing good. They turn into gossipers. They turn into haters. They turn into manipulators. They turn into narcissists. They turn into everything they need to turn into to slander you because you ain't giving no more. Oh, I dealt with a lot of users all my life because I am a giver. There's all kind of users, the kind that butter you up, kill you with kindness, just to get what they want. And then after they get what they want, until next time, they want something else. As soon as they get it, all kind of users out there. They use it for all kind of things. Money, sex, even a chicken. Depending on what country you live in, you might get used for a chicken. Or a pig, you know. There's all kind of users out there, okay? They're not my kind of people. I don't have to go into details because you guys that are out there that's been dealing with users and dealt with users in the past, you know all the things they're capable of doing to get what they want. Even blackmail. Yeah, when it gets up in the bigger political part of everything. Blackmail. So I don't have to tell y'all. Y'all know what people do to get to use you. You've been there, you've been used before. I feel you. And you users that are out there, shame on you. Your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. And you know what else? You got to atone for that one day. One day you'll answer to that. Same with you narcissists and bullies and all of you. One day you'll meet your match. Guaranteed. You'll meet your match one day. Indian givers. A lot of you don't know what Indian givers are. Indian givers are people that give you something. There's two types of Indian givers. One is the type that'll give you something. And when you fight or have an argument, they take it back. You ever dealt with one of those? Any givers out there? Are you watching? You know who you are. Have you done that, right? Yeah. And those of you out there that had it happen to them, you know. Indian givers. Now, there's two types of Indian givers. The kind that gives you something and take it back every time you argue or fight, or the other kind of Indian giver. I don't know if there's a name for it. I don't know. But what they are is they give you something or do all this stuff for you. And then they want something from you that you might not have or have and can't give. And then they throw everything they ever done to you in your face. Huh, remember I gave you this, I gave you that there, I gave you... You know what I'm talking about if you've been through that. Every time they don't get their way with you, they throw in your face everything they ever done for you. Now, you gotta understand something. There's some people that throw it in your face where you deserve it too. Because, for example, suppose there's somebody who is always there for you. Okay? Say it's a friend. And you're always there for this friend. And then they do something that's disrespectful to you, or that's not loyal to you as a friend, and they do something to you, and you're like shocked that they did this. Well, and you say like, well, how can you do this? All the stuff I did for you. I'm always there for you. How could you? Now, see, that's a different. We're not talking about those types of people that'll throw it in your face, because you deserve it thrown in your face in that circumstance. But I'm talking about the people who just deliberately, because they can't get their way, got to throw all that they ever did for you in your face. Not good. You know who you are, right? And you know who you are that's dealing with it. I feel you. Wow. There's so many types of people. These are the most common that we deal with on an everyday basis. You know, we can go into other types like killers, people who kill. And I'm talking, for examples, police brutality and all that. You know, just be careful and watch out for that. You know, these people, the devil has them. Stay away from them. You know, do whatever you have to do to stay away from them. Like I said, we live in the devil's world. And the devil has all these people that have these issues. The devil has them. You ever go somewhere, walk in a room, and you can just feel that people don't like you, and you're a good person with a good heart, and people don't like you? There's a reason for that. It's the devil. I don't think it's them. I don't think it's them at all. I think it's the devil that's in them. I really do. We lost the war between good and evil. We just have to learn how to live in this world by God's will, by God's way. Got to keep your heart, got to keep your faith, got to keep your humanity in order not to be these types of people. That's why I'm a loner today. You know, my heart is too big. I'm in a world where my heart is too big. And I've learned in this world to stay by myself. Stay a loner. It's less headaches, less stress. Don't have to be work. You don't have to deal with gossipers. You got to deal with them anyway, even when you're a loner. Gossipers are gonna gossip. There's certain types of people you can't get away from. Just, I just stay away anyhow. I do everything on my own. I have I could count my friends on less than 5 hands. I'm talking about my good friends that's loyal to me, that I trust with my life. I could count them with less than 1 hand. Okay? That's how few I have. And that's the price that you pay in this world, having a big heart. Not falling into the matrix. Not being like everybody else. Not doing what everybody else is doing. Being your own individual. It's the price you pay. You're a loner. When you think for yourself, you don't fit into this world. You fit into this world if you're like everybody that I just talked about. If you're like that, you'll fit into this world. Any kind of negative, hateful thought that you have in your heart, that you present out there, you fit into this world. But if you're not like everybody else, and you think for yourself, you don't follow the crowd, you follow your own thoughts and feelings, you don't fit in. And if you don't fit in, learn how to be your own best friend. Learn to not care about being alone, no friends. It's hard. It ain't easy. It's hard being a good person in today's world. It is very, very hard. And you good people out there know what I'm talking about. You know, it's hard. It's the hardest thing you ever had to do in your life today. Have a big, good heart in today's world, where everything in your food is geared to make you one of these types of people. Learn how to be your own best friend. And if you got one, I don't care if it's just one or two people in your life that you trust, that are good people with good hearts, that care about you, that you could trust with your life, your privacy, everything. If you only have one, you're blessed. Be happy with that one. Forget everybody else. Learn how to be your best friend, your own friend in this world. And cherish the few friends you got. Don't let nobody take away the only friends you got. Because friends in this world today are hard to find. You know, one of the luckiest people in the world today, if you have one person in your life that you can trust with your life. In today's world, you're lucky. Don't let nobody take that away from you. Because that's what the devil does. Divide and conquer. You get that one person in your life, I guarantee you, there's somebody else lingering around that's trying to take you away from that one person. Divide and conquer. That's what the devil does. Don't let him do it. Keep your friends. Keep your good families. Don't let nothing come in between them. And above all, most important, keep your humanity, and keep yourself. Do not become somebody you're not from another evil individual that forgot what love and everything about it is all about. Stay yourself. If you're good and your heart is pure, don't let nobody change who you are. Nobody. I don't care how much they talk about you. I don't care how much they slander you, gossip. I don't care how much they hate you. Let them have the floor. Let them have the stage. Be who you are. Be that good person that you are, no matter what, in this messed up world. So a lot of other kind of different types of people I could talk to you about, but I pretty much covered what you should know and how you feel. This here is for people that's been through all this. And I'm one of them. This is for you to let you know that you're understood. I feel you. And there's others out there that feel you too. You're not alone. Keep being who you are. Keep good. Keep God in your life. Don't let this horrible, horrible world take away your humanity, dignity, and respect. You don't want to become the Matrix. You want to become who and what you are. in the devil's world. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to Tell It Like It Is with JC Star, where I tell it the way I see it, the way it is. God bless you all. I hope this helps you. And you're not alone. Good night.